Hi everyone, it's Mrs. Lancaster here at the end of Monday, the end of the school day. Hope you have all had a good day and managed to get through most of your learning today. Remember, don't worry if you don't, that's absolutely fine. Hopefully though, you did have a chance to pop over to the White Rose videos and have a look at our new topic for this week, which is all about area. And you will have hopefully found out today that area is the space inside a 2D shape. So I thought that it might be nice this week to give some of you mathematicians out there a few sort of problems to get your brains scratching, get you sort of thinking about applying what we know about area and other domains of maths into sort of problems and reasoning problems. So this week my aim is to give you a few questions to get you thinking a little bit more about your maths learning this week. Now, we're going to think about today, we're going to help this young lady here, and she's called Fatima, and she is describing the area of the downstairs rooms in her house. So she says, and we can see in the speech bubble, that she's got 5 rooms downstairs. The lounge has got the largest area. The area of the kitchen is smaller than the lounge and the dining room. And the study and the playroom are the smallest rooms, and they both have the same area. So she's given us a lot of information in that bubble. And basically what your job is today is we can see that we've got 3 different rectilinear shapes here, okay? And your job is to copy them and then draw on them to create 3 different floor plans that match what Fatima's telling us about the area of the rooms in her house. Now, I don't know whether you'll have seen a floor plan before, but I kind of just printed a very basic one off for you to have a look at. So here it is, and we can see that a floor plan really is just like a bird's eye view. It's like you're looking down above this house, and we can see that this would be the ground floor of a house. And we can see that in this house, even just by looking at it, I can tell which room here has got the smallest area. I can see that the bathroom is a much smaller space than the kitchen and living room and the bedroom. So I can see that the bathroom here has got the smallest area. I can also see that the kitchen and the living room are one big room together, and they take up quite a large area of the ground floor of this house. And then the bedroom has an area in between the size of the bathroom and the kitchen and the lounge room and the living room. So that's the kind of thing you're going to be thinking about. And people that produce plans like this are called architects, so they would have to really carefully think about areas and perimeters and do lots of sort of mathematical calculations to be able to draw up these kind of plans for people when they're having new houses built or when they're having extensions put onto their houses. And maybe if you're lucky enough and you've had any work done like that in your house, maybe your mums and dads or family members might have some plans that you can have a look at. But we can clearly see here the difference in the area of those 3 rooms, and that's what Fatima is asking us to think about. She's given us these 3 different rectilinear shapes, and she wants us to put in the information that she's thinking about. So I'm just going to talk you through how I would get started, because I always say to myself when I'm doing a problem, what do I know, where can I start? So we know some facts here. We know that there are 5 rooms, and we know that the rooms are a lounge. And over here I'm just going to make myself some notes. So I'm going to use letters to represent the rooms. So I've got a lounge. I know that I've got a kitchen. So I can see that there. So I'm going to put K for kitchen. And then I can see that I've got a dining room as well. So I'm going to put D for dining. And then I can also see that I've got a study and a playroom. So I've got S for study and P for playroom. That's quite handy that they've all got different letters so that I can identify all the different rooms. So I can see from Fatima's description that the lounge has got the largest area. Okay, so the lounge has got the largest area. All right, so I've used that fact. The area of the kitchen is smaller than the lounge and the dining room. So the kitchen, I'm just going to write it on here, is smaller than the lounge and the dining room. Okay, let's wiggle that over a little bit so you can see it. I don't know much else about the dining room other than it's bigger than the kitchen, because here the kitchen's smaller. So I know that the dining room is bigger, it's got a larger area than the kitchen. And then the study and the playroom, so both of these rooms are the smallest rooms, and they have the same area. Okay, so what Fatima's asking us to do is she's asking us to take one of these rectilinear shapes, and she's asking us to think about how we could put all these rooms into one of her floor plans. So I'm just going to start off with this rectilinear shape here. I'm going to call this one number 1, this one number 2, and this one number 3. So I'm going to start with number 1. And what she's asking you to do is she's asking you to draw the shape. Okay, so there it is. I've drawn shape number 1. I haven't used a ruler, I haven't been very accurate. I'm only doing it on a whiteboard. If you're doing it on a whiteboard, that's fine. It would be really lovely though for me to see it like a proper architect's like floor plan, where it's all nice and straight lines and things like that. So I'm just getting you started, getting you thinking here. So I've got to divide this rectilinear shape. I've got to share it up now into a floor plan by using these helpful hints here. So I'm just wondering, if the lounge is the biggest room, I could, if I wanted to, I could just draw a little line down here, and I could make this whole space here the lounge, because we know that's the largest. I could start there, and then it would leave me with this little space here to fit in all the other rooms. Now I don't know if that will work, so that's one way to think about getting started. Okay, so I could do that. I could just thinking, I could maybe make a little dotted line there, and maybe this could be the lounge, and then I'm left with all this space down here to divide or to share out between the other rooms. Now I know that the study and the playroom are the smallest, so it doesn't really matter where they go. So maybe the study's there and maybe the playroom's there, and I know that they're the smallest of the rooms. So how am I going to fit the other ones in? So it's all about really working methodically, working systematically, and using what you know to help you come up with the 3 plans. So what I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pause the video now, and you can go away and you can have a little draw up of your plans, and then what I'll do is I'll come back and I'll share with you a couple of ideas that you might have come up with, and you know, you may have something different, and I'd love to see them. So make sure you send them to me so that I can see if you have managed to put some plans together. So if you pause now and then go away, and then if you come back, I will give you the solutions that I have got, and that's not to say that they are the only correct ones, though yours might equally be correct. Right, so how did you get on? Did you manage to make some floor plans for Fatima? Okay, I'm just going to draw a couple on here so that you can see. So I'm going to move Fatima over there because you've got the question, because I want kind of this bit of space here for me to draw on. So I'm going to start with shape number 2, a really long rectangle. I know it's a rectangle because the horizontal sides are parallel and they're equal length, and the vertical sides are smaller, they're also parallel as well. So there is my rectangle, bit of a squashed rectangle, and I know that the lounge is the largest room, so maybe I've put my lounge there, and then I know that the playroom and the study have got the same area, so I'm going to put them at the end here. Playroom and the study got the same area, and then this middle bit I've got to get the kitchen and the dining room. Well, I know that the kitchen is smaller than the lounge and the dining room. I don't know how big the dining room is, but if I make this the dining room and this the kitchen, I can see. Actually, do you know what? I'm going to make it like that, because I can then clearly see that the kitchen is smaller than the lounge and the dining room. So you may have done something like that. That's not to say that is the correct answer or the only way to do it, but that was my way. Okay. So if we go to shape one, the one that we started off with right at the start. So this rectilinear shape that looks like this. One solution could have been that you did put the lounge in this part here, and then you put the dining room in this part here. And we know that the kitchen is slightly smaller than the dining room. Do you know what? I'm going to move the dining room over. Then we know the kitchen is slightly smaller than the dining room. And then this area here again, we could have made the playroom and the study, because they've got the same area and they're smaller. Okay, so you could have done that. Obviously it's not to scale, it's not to proper size, we're just kind of estimating. And then if we move on to shape C, which is more like a square shape. There's my shape C, it's like a square. I know that the lounge has got the biggest space, but I'm going to just cut off a little bit here. I'm going to imagine that my square is like divided into 4 equal parts, divided into quarters, not quite equal. And I'm going to give this little bit up here to the study and the playroom. And then this bigger space here is going to be my lounge. And then I know that the kitchen is smaller than the lounge and the dining room, so this could be my kitchen and this could be my dining room. So there are lots of different ways, I would imagine, that you could have solved that problem. So thank you for having a go, and there'll be some more greater depth challenges coming your way later on in the week.